Do you recognize the name Mandy Harvey? Some of you may recognize her name. She was a contestant on America's Got Talent in 2017 and received a golden buzzer from Simon Cowell. Welcome to Parenting Special Needs Live. I'm Shantae. And, do you recognize the name Mandy Harvey? She's raising awareness about inclusion and accessibility for everyone. She's a singer-songwriter and she's doing it through her music. So that's even more cool. And Mandy is very interesting because Mandy Harvey is profoundly deaf after losing her hearing at 18 years of age as a result of connective tissue disorder. I hope that I'm going to say it right. Ehlers Danlos syndrome. And so she's here to talk with us today about her new album. She's partnered up with Voya Financial, and they are working together to raise awareness about inclusion and accessibility overall, like not just with the music videos, but also on a global scale, as far as hiring people and being more encouraging and accepting of people with differences. So we are super excited. Welcome, Mandy. Thank you for being here. I want to talk about your new album. So can you share about your inspiration for, and the title? I don't think I even said it.
Yeah, no. So I wrote a new album. It's called Paper Cuts. And I started with a song called Masterpiece. And that really kind of shaped what the album was going to be about. And Masterpiece is about understanding that all of the things that you've experienced in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, have added into who you are today. And so I wanted to make an album of stories that really embraces my personal journey, but as an encouragement for people to really appreciate and love themselves for who they are as they are, whether or not they feel broken. So that's really the point of that album. It's supposed to be encouraging, but it's supposed to be a lot of different stories to give a lot of different emotions to see if we can connect more as people.
Yeah, no, I love it. And all of the songs are visually represented. All of the videos are visually represented as well, right? Because there's American Sign Language.
Yeah.
You do it as well as you have an interpreter on the side?
So, what we did is all 12 songs from the album is represented by a different deaf artist. So, if you go to my YouTube playlists, you'll see the entire album and it shows for 12 different people. They're not me, but they're all part of the hard of hearing or deaf community and they're performing the songs. And then, in addition to that, I've made about 8 videos in partnership with Voya Financial, which are Army, and it does include signing throughout the whole thing.
That's awesome. So I
Yeah.
love it. So what, how did you partner? How did you end up partnering with Voya?
I met them through their Voya Cares program. We've been connected with Disability In, and they are kind of leaders in making sure that hiring practices are there for people of all different walks of life and all different backgrounds, and to help provide tools and, promote an inclusive work environment as well as helping people in their own homes and to be financially independent. And so, in that, we became really good friends because our goals are very similar. And so, we've both have worked hard to push different businesses to hire ethically and diversely. And so when I was talking about making this new album, I said I really want to make sure that we can be more inclusive. So all of these videos, I want to make sure we have deaf artists being represented because that is part of my culture, my community, and they're kind of a pushed down demographic, especially when it comes to the arts and music. And then in addition to that, having a responsibility to make sure that we have different forms of visual, different forms of consumption of the material so that we can continue that narrative of saying that it doesn't matter who you are, you're worth being invited to the table.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's so awesome. And I want to just go back on some of your music too, because I listened to a couple of them, and then you can tell us, like, because only how many have released from the Paper Cuts album?
The whole album is out
The whole
now.
album is released. Okay,
Yeah.
is that all the videos have been released as well?
No, the videos are coming out every 2 weeks. So we have
Okay.
Masterpiece music video out, all of the 12 ASL videos from deaf performers that released the same day as the album. So
Okay.
those are out.
Those
And
are out.
then the next, I think, will be like February 11th. We'll have Bought Myself Roses, which is about mental health awareness. And then every 2 weeks after that, there'll be more content.
Yeah. So I kind of, when researching and looking you up a little bit, I got to see where the digital experience that you did with Voya for
Yeah.
during, I guess probably during October, because that's Disability Awareness
Early
Employment
employment.
Month.
Yeah.
And I got to hear I Bought Myself Roses. So this morning, as I was talking to my daughter, I said, I just love this song. I Bought Myself Roses. I said, she's in Austin, Texas. And I'm like, that's my older daughter. I'm like, Britt, you should, just because we should love ourselves, we should buy
I love
ourselves
it.
roses.
Yeah.
So I
I
love your,
Yeah, I think too there's a problem because when we do stuff for ourselves, we feel like we're being selfish. And in reality, it's like us being healthy and the taking the time to take care of ourselves is the best thing that we can do so that we can give out to other people.
right. And that's so true for my audience as well, or the audience, caring for children with special needs. And that's why we wanted to share too, because, we were talking with parents that are raising children with different abilities. And I know that your song, even when you were doing America's Got Talent, Try, which is so like, don't give up, just keep going, right? Try, like,
Yeah.
is very inspirational. And even Masterpiece, right? That we're all learning, and it's all a journey. Well, I'm paraphrasing, so if I get
No,
it
it's the
wrong, just
truth.
you
Yeah.
you correct me. But Masterpiece is about, we're all learning, we're all on this journey, and we've got to take what we learn and use it and
Yeah.
mold it into becoming, you know,
A new work of
better
art.
versions of ourselves, right? A work of art,
Mhm.
what our final masterpiece, which I like how you say in there too, like, we might never be done,
Right.
and that's the process, we're all working on it. So um,
Yeah.
I think I've only listened to those couple of songs so far. I haven't listened to all of them, but very inspiring.
Thank you.
I love them. Very positive and upbeat, and I think it's a great message. And I love the broader reach that you're working with Voya to get out there, because us as parents, we're raising our children. We don't want them to just sit on a couch, and we see their potential, and we want others to be able to see their potential. So I applaud both you and Voya for making these albums, and for getting it out there in such a way, and to spread the message, because it is help. And I hope that our audience will help us in sharing these videos and helping to raise the message as well. So I hope that,
Yeah.
our audience will do that. So, I mean, what do you hope comes from all of this as well?
I really do hope, because you're talking about how you have these kids who don't necessarily have a lot of dreams. And, when I first lost my hearing, I was told very straightforwardly by most every person that I met that because I was deaf, I was not able to pursue music. And when you have a difference or a disability or a different ability or however you want to label yourself, you feel like you're limited. And so having people who can be a representation, a visual representation to say, oh, maybe I'm limiting myself, because the world is going to have its perception of you, but the only person who knows you is you. And so, for all of those kids that are out there and all those people who are out there, making an album might seem very silly or very simple, but what we're really trying to do is to be a nudge, a reminder to say that you have a lot of untapped potential and you have the ability to chase your dreams. You just need to be the advocate for yourself and go for it. And so I think it has a very deep meaning of wanting people to get up and try and to really chase after what they've always wanted to. And for some people, they've never even started dreaming because they never thought that they were going to have the potential to chase them anyway. So it's a moment to start dreaming.
Right. And I want to just share on that a little bit too, because, you were 18, so you already had experienced life on one level. So you kind of knew you wanted certain things. You kind of maybe had dreams already of doing music. And I think this is a good point, and maybe awareness for parents as well. Sometimes parents are in the protective mode because we're raising these young children that have maybe were born with a difference or a disability, and we are in such a protection mode that we don't necessarily open up to the possibility mode. And I think that is a huge message that needs to get out there as well. We need to look at the potential of our young individuals and see what the possibilities are, and not protect them so much that they can't go after their dreams. Everybody's entitled to a
Yeah.
dream. So
Everybody's entitled, and we need to dare to fail, you
yeah.
know? And as a parent, as a person who is trying to think of, oh my gosh, how do I protect, people, it's difficult because you don't want people to be in pain. You don't want people to fail, but failure is part of the trial and error that leads you to success. And that internal independence of, okay, that didn't work, let's try it this way, So part of chasing your dreams is being vulnerable and being surrounded by a community of people who cheer you on so that you get back up and you try again, not a community of people who prevent you from trying because they don't want you to get hurt.
But so tell us again, is there anything else? I don't want to take too much of your time, but I appreciate all of your time that you've spent with us. And I appreciate very much what you're doing. And
Thank you.
I also want to thank Voya, because I think this is such a huge message to get out there. And I'm glad to be able to share, how we can. So when is the next video releasing? Did you say
Yeah,
February?
so February 11th, we have Bought Myself Roses, which is about mental health awareness and the things that I was actively doing during COVID and even now to try to get some sanity, but also just kind of hoping to encourage people to test the water and try new things and to see if they can find a little bit of internal joy.
That's awesome. Songs on the album?
There's 12.
12. So every 2 weeks they'll be releasing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's awesome. So I'll have to be on the lookout. Well, you'll have to friend me or our parenting special needs, and you guys
Yeah,
send me
yeah.
the little new releases, because we'll share them. I mean, I think the messages are huge, so we can kind of get out there, because I may get a little busy and I will forget, but if you kind of someone sends it to me, I will get it out there. But is there anything else that I didn't ask about that you'd like to share about?
No, I think we've covered everything. Just hope that people are willing to try and very thankful to all the parents who are taking care of these amazing children out there and for their caretaking is such a difficult and laborious job, and I hope that you are also maybe buying yourself a little bit of a rose or doing something for yourselves because it's important for you to stay healthy.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And I love that song. I was, like I said, I'm just going to go out there today, maybe buy myself roses just so I can feel good. Right. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. We'll look for the new album coming out,
Thank you.
and thank you everybody for joining us today. I think this is awesome. I'm excited to hear all of her other songs that are coming out. I appreciate Voya being able to help get the word out there in a bigger way. So thank you all for being with us today on Parenting Special Needs Live, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.